why not us?
Harry and his friends have spent months honing their skills to defend themselves. And just as well because the pressing business of the fight against the rising dark forces rears its ugly head all too soon. With Dumbledore's army, only to discover they've been lured into a trap when they find a prophecy with Harry and Voldemort's names on it. So what is it about the prophecy that they're all so desperate to get their hands on it?
The prophecy is basically the central ingredient in Voldemort's plan for world domination. I won't say what the prophecy actually is, what it says, but it is very important. And the thing about it is that throughout the film we hear about people sneaking into the Department of Mysteries, where the Hall of Prophecy is, and dying. And what they've actually been doing is trying to get the prophecy for Voldemort.
We actually decided to make a complete CG environment for the actors because the set design was such that it could never physically be built. It's an infinite set of shelves with millions of prophecy balls on them. So we decided to green screen the actors and build the complete environment in the computer.
The battle that commences in the Hall of Prophecies leads them to another part of the Ministry. This incredible room is called the Veil Room. This is the climax of the film where Harry's chasing to get the prophecy. He's got his hands on it, but then Lucius Malfoy comes in, gets it off him, but then Sirius comes in and clobbers him. As you can see, stuntmen are in at the minute for all of the main actors. There's Gary's over there because they're off relaxing, being powdered and watered, all that sort of stuff. I just want to know where my standing is. Each shot in this complex sequence requires careful planning.
Get away from my godson.
And Dumbledore's army fight side by side against the Death Eaters.
Level ones, please, guys.
Harry gets his first kiss.
No idea.
If you think back to the Goblet of Fire, you'll remember all the teenage angst. Harry asked Cho to go to the ball, but she said no because of her boyfriend Cedric. But then Cedric went and got himself killed off by Voldemort. Bad luck for him. Great news for Harry, though, because the way's clear for him to get stuck in with Cho.
Harry has got a thing for Cho.
She's always seen walking around lonely and just mourning over Cedric. And so I think that's probably got to do with her liking Harry as well and wanting to have something to do with him.
Some affection as well.
Yeah. And so they get on.
They get it on?
Yeah.
Is that what it said in the script when you read that scene? It said, Cho and Harry get it on?
Not quite.
It's very, very odd relationship. Me and David talked to a bereavement counsellor before this film started. We wanted to find out, about how people deal with grief. And she said the amount of times she meets people who have lost someone and then gone out with that person's best friend. And so that's essentially what's happened with Harry and Cho.
About 10 people on set, just people who really needed their...
The first sort of few takes we were both pretty nervous and we wouldn't say anything to each other after. We just sort of be but like 8-year-olds going...
5 guys on a trip to Benidorm. You want it so badly, and this has always amazed me. People always say, yeah, I want to be a pop star. But how badly do you want it? Well, if it don't work out, I'll go back to work. That doesn't work. You've got to want it so badly that you will, on occasion, sit down and with disappointment and literally sob your heart out.
And it was my entire life. I had no other private life, no such thing. The band, for me, was 24 hours a day. It's all I ever thought about. It's all I ever wanted to.
I just wanted to be Bruce Lee. I wanted to be Marlon Brando and Elvis. I was in it for the ride.
We were strong. It was a real gang, a real team mentality. It was, we're Spandau Ballet, who the fuck...
that was the main thing, really. We were very supportive of each other.
This is what used to be Dame Alice Owen's grammar school. And in '76, John, Steve, myself, and another guy got a band together in the music room. And inevitably, the first gig we did really then was the school disco.
The Works, now on BBC Two, goes on tour with Ronnie Size and Represent.
Yes, something of a different pace. Fresh, it's a life you never make haste. Now, I believe the time is right. How? Stepping from the left to the right, so get ready for the rhythm in text direct. Believe me, you ain't heard nothing yet, it's new. Structure of the sound we're unveiling. Go twice around the world and still keep on sailing. And I got that. That's why my beat sounds so pure, this is the format. Something you never heard before.
I think the music that we're making has got potential to be the music of the future.
The Americans have got their hip hop, haven't they? And I think this is England's thing, drum and bass.
Alright, now we're getting into this sound. Pick it up, shake it up, turn it upside down.
You shift and broaden the parameters of what is popular music, you know, and you begin to realise really the music that is popular can be about so many more things than a verse, a chorus, a hook, a bass line.
There is a new generation of people who've grown up through rave culture, to whom that was their punk music, who do hear music in a different way, who've grown up through hearing music in clubs.
I think one of the main things that we have done in Bristol is not copied anybody. Everyone, I think, has got that same attitude. They want to pioneer a new sound. They want to do something that no one else has done before.
A lot of people, a lot of influential people come out of Bristol. I don't know what they eat for breakfast, but I want some.
Bristol plays a really important part in British music in the 90s, really, in terms of artists like Ronnie Size, in terms of artists like Tricky, Massive Attack, Portishead, all of these people who've come out of this quite small city.
It's not about the Massive Attacks or the Portisheads or the Trickies or the Ronnie Sizes. It's more about, you know, the people that go out and they create that vibe. This is definitely the busiest part of town, like Park Street, the Watershed, and you know, clubs like the Fekka, all the surrounding clubs. These definitely get packed every single weekend. This is the so-called White Ladies Road, Black Boy Hill territory. It's not hard to work out what it is. It's something to do with, you know, the history of the slave trade.
You've had this place that has got black people, that's got people from all over the world. And what that's meant is that in the 90s, you have a generation of people who grow up with the idea that complexity, random possibilities are all things to be welcomed. And all of those things really come together in the music that Ronnie Size makes. You don't get something that sounds like something else, you get something that sounds very unique.
Who's playing that? The radio.
What you hear is this music of real complexity. There are moments of silence